Hey y'all, it's Ellen here, and I've got a story that'll chill you to the bone and make you question who you trust. I'm a 60-year-old retired nurse living in a quiet Nashville suburb, where front porches, sweet tea, and neighborly waves are just how we do things. But one evening, a whisper from my nosy neighbor turned my world upside down, and I found myself fighting to save my grandson from someone I thought was family. This is a tale of betrayal, love, and standing up for what's right. If it hits you in the feels, smash that like button, drop a comment with where you're watching from, and subscribe for more stories like this. Let's get into it. It's a warm May evening in Nashville, the kind where the air smells of honeysuckle and the cicadas hum like a lullaby. I'm out front, watering my rose bushes, when I see my daughter Sarah and her husband Greg pulling into their driveway next door. They moved in a year ago, right after their son Timmy turned 7. Greg's the kind of guy who fits right into our tight-knit neighborhood. Charming, always grilling burgers for block parties, coaching Timmy's little league team. He even brings me his homemade pecan pie, still warm from the oven. Sarah's my pride and joy, a kindergarten teacher with a laugh that lights up a room, and Timmy's my whole world, with his gap-toothed grin and endless energy. I wave as Greg unloads baseball gear from their SUV, and he flashes that easy smile of his. "Evening, Ellen. Timmy hit a double today," he calls out. I grin back, my heart swelling. Greg's been good for Sarah, steady after her messy divorce from her high school sweetheart. I've always seen him as the son I never had, the kind of man who steps up for his family. But that evening, everything I thought I knew about him started to crack. As I'm coiling my garden hose, Mrs. Carter, my nosy neighbor across the street, shuffles over, her cardigan flapping in the breeze. She's the kind who knows everyone's business, whose dog barks too loud, who's late on their HOA dues. But she's harmless, always sharing her zucchini bread. Tonight, though, her face is pale, her eyes darting toward Sarah's house. "Ellen," she whispers, grabbing my arm, "don't let Timmy eat anything Greg cooks." Her voice is low, urgent, like she's afraid someone's listening. I laugh, thinking she's joking. "What, you think Greg's pie is gonna give him a tummy ache?" But Mrs. Carter doesn't smile. Her grip tightens. "I saw something in his shed, Ellen. Something you need to know about. Take Timmy to a doctor. Now." Her words hit me like a bucket of ice water. I search her eyes, waiting for the punchline, but she's dead serious. "What did you see?" I ask, my voice catching. She shakes her head, glancing at Greg, who's now chatting with Timmy on their porch. "I can't explain it here. Just trust me. Get him checked." My stomach twists. Mrs. Carter's a busybody, but she's not one for cruel pranks. I nod, promising to look into it, but my mind's racing. Greg? Harm Timmy? It's unthinkable. He's the guy who carries Timmy on his shoulders, who cheers louder than anyone at games. But her fear sticks with me like a splinter I can't ignore. That night I can't sleep. The ceiling fan spins above my bed, but all I see is Mrs. Carter's face, her warning echoing. "Take Timmy to a doctor." I think about Timmy's recent stomach aches, how he's been quieter lately, complaining of feeling tired. I chalked it up to growing pains or too many hot dogs at practice, but now doubt creeps in. Has anyone else had a moment where a gut feeling turned your world upside down? Drop it in the comments. I need to know I'm not alone. The next morning, I tell Sarah I'm taking Timmy for a grandma day at the park, but instead I drive him to Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. He's bouncing in the back seat, singing along to a country song on the radio, oblivious to my worry. At the hospital, I ask for a full checkup, mentioning his stomach issues. The doctor, a kind woman named Dr. Lee, orders blood tests and asks about his diet. "Anything unusual he's been eating?" she asks. I hesitate, then mention Greg's cooking, his pies, his chili, the lunches he packs for Timmy. Dr. Lee nods, jotting notes, and promises results by afternoon. Waiting in the hospital cafeteria, I sip bitter coffee, my hands shaking. Timmy's playing with a toy truck I bought him, but my mind's on Greg. Could he really be hurting my grandson? It feels like a betrayal of everything I believe about family. When Dr. Lee calls me back, her face is grim. Ellen, Timmy's blood shows traces of a toxin, possibly ethylene glycol found in antifreeze. It's slow-acting but dangerous. We need to know where it's coming from. My heart stops. And a freeze. In my grandson's body? I think of Mrs. Carter's warning, and suddenly, it's not just a neighbor's gossip. It's a lifeline. I leave Timmy with Sarah, telling her it's just a routine checkup, and drive straight to Mrs. Carter's. She's waiting on her porch, rocking in her chair. What did you see in Greg's shed? I demand, my voice sharper than I mean. She hesitates, then leads me to her kitchen, where she pulls out a blurry photo on her phone. It's Greg's shed, door ajar, with a shelf of small vials glowing faintly under a work light. I was looking for my cat, she says. I saw those bottles. They didn't look right, Ellen. I used to work in a hardware store. Those looked like chemicals, not paint or fertilizer. My knees buckle. I thank her and head home, my mind a storm. That evening, while Sarah and Timmy are at a school play, I sneak into Greg's shed. The lock's flimsy and I pry it open with a screwdriver, heart pounding. Inside, I find a locked metal box hidden under a tarp. I jimmy it open, and there they are, vials of clear liquid, unlabeled, with a faint chemical smell. I slip one into my purse, lock the box, and leave, my hands trembling. Have you ever had to snoop to protect someone you love? Share in the comments. It's a heavy feeling. I take the vial to a private lab, paying extra for a rush analysis. The results come back the next day. Ethylene glycol, just like Dr. Lee suspected. My heart sinks. Greg's been poisoning Timmy, but why? He's family, the man who married my daughter, who calls me Ma, and hugs me at Thanksgiving. I think about Sarah's trust fund, set up by my late husband, worth millions, meant for her and Timmy. If Timmy's gone, Greg, as Sarah's husband, could control it all. The realization hits like a freight train. My son-in-law's not just a liar, he's a monster. I call Detective Ramirez, a friend from my nursing days who now works at the Nashville PD. Over coffee at a diner, I show him the lab results in the vial. His jaw tightens. Ellen, this is serious. We need hard evidence to nail him. Let's set a trap. We devise a plan. I'll confront Greg about Timmy's health, hinting I suspect something, and the police will install hidden cameras in their kitchen. If Greg's guilty, he'll panic and slip up. The next evening, I invite Sarah, Greg, and Timmy over for dinner. I cook. Safe food, no risks. And casually mention Timmy's hospital visit. He's been sick, Greg, I say, watching his face. The doctors found something odd in his blood. They're testing his food next. Greg's fork freezes midair, his smile stiff. Oh, probably just a bug, he says, but his eyes dart to Sarah, who's oblivious, chatting with Timmy. I see the fear in him, and it confirms everything. That night, I lie awake, praying the cameras catch what I can't bear to believe. The police monitor the footage for days. On the third night, Detective Ramirez calls me to the station. Ellen, we've got him, he says, pulling up a video. It's Greg in their kitchen late at night, Sarah and Timmy asleep. He's at the counter making Timmy's lunch, a sandwich, an apple, and a thermos of lemonade. He glances around, then pulls a vial from his pocket, sprinkling a few drops into the lemonade. His face is cold, calculated, nothing like the man who coached Timmy's team. I clutch the chair, tears burning my eyes. That's my grandson's food, I whisper. Ramirez nods. We've got enough to arrest him, but we need a confession to seal it. We plan a sting. The police coach Timmy to fake a collapse at school, blaming it on Greg's lemonade. I call Greg, sobbing, saying Timmy's in the hospital, critical. You need to come now. I say, my voice breaking. Not all acting. Greg arrives at Vanderbilt, pale and sweating, as I lead him to a private room where Timmy lies, hooked to fake monitors, eyes closed. Dr. Lee, in on the plan, shakes her head gravely. It's bad, Ellen. Toxins in his system. We're testing his food now. Greg's hands shake, his eyes wild. He'll be fine, right? He stammers. I step closer, voice low. Greg, the police found something in Timmy's lunch. They're testing your lemonade next. His face crumples and he grabs my arm. Ellen, I didn't mean to hurt him. It was just to make him sick, to get the trust fund for Sarah. I swear I wasn't going to kill him. His voice cracks and I pull away, heart racing. Hidden mics catch every word. Detective Ramirez steps in, cuffs in hand. Gregory Harris, you're under arrest for attempted poisoning and child endangerment. Greg collapses, sobbing as they lead him away. Sarah's devastated when I tell her, but she's fierce, vowing to protect Timmy. We sit in my living room, her head on my shoulder, Timmy asleep between us. How did I not see it, Mom? She whispers. I stroke her hair, no words enough to ease the pain. The trial's quick. Greg pleads guilty, sentenced to 15 years. The trust fund's safe and Sarah moves in with me, rebuilding her life. Timmy's back to hitting doubles, his laughter filling my house again. Now I'm on my porch, sipping sweet tea, watching the sunset paint the Nashville sky pink. Those roses I was watering that day? They're blooming brighter than ever. Mrs. Carter was right. A neighbor's warning saved my grandson. I've learned trust is precious, but family's worth fighting for. What would you do if someone you loved betrayed you? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading everyone. If this story hit you, smash that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and hit the subscribe with the bell so you don't miss the next one. From Nashville with love, stay safe, y'all.